Hey everybody, Chris here from It's Mead Made, and in this video I am going to show you the parts of the Nomad Sculpt interface that actually matter so you can start sculpting without feeling overwhelmed. And if you're new to Nomad Sculpt, I've got a free guide that shows you the 5 tools I recommend learning first. I'll also send you a few short lessons to help you get started. You can grab those down below. So let's go ahead and take a quick tour so you know where everything is inside Nomad. Alright, so we've got Nomad Sculpt open and we've got a fresh new project, and you can see it automatically adds a sphere for us right there. Now, for this video, we're just going to go over the interface, and I'm going to show you the different areas of the interface and where to find certain things. So first, let's go ahead and start on our right-hand side of our screen. Now, this is our toolbox, and if you look at the toolbox, this is where you can see all of the different types of brushes and features that we can use within Nomad Sculpt. Now, I'm not going to get into what every single one of these does, but I would strongly recommend you just clicking and starting to play with some of these brushes and see what they do, because there are so many different brushes and it is a lot of fun. Each one of them does something different, and it's definitely worth playing with. But we're going to be getting through all of these brushes in future tutorials as well. Now, you can look at the toolbox, and you're going to see this little bracket on the bottom left of it. You can click this and drag it around and control the different ways your toolbox can be viewed. So if you want it across the top, you actually could do that. Personally, I like it really skinny here, so I can just move back and forth. And I can also just kind of scroll up and down to be able to look at all of the different menus. Now, the next thing we have is our nav box, and that is the top right corner here. And you can see this little round sphere that says top, bottom, left, right. And this is our nav sphere. So we can actually click on this and rotate this around, and you can see how it's moving our model as well. And this is a really nice little feature here. You can tap on it, and you can also, depending on where you're at, you can click on your home button to be able to come right back to your home view. Now, if we're going to come up to the top of this, you're going to see our top toolbar. Now, the top toolbar is split into two sections. We have our right top toolbar and our left top toolbar. Now, our right top toolbar has a lot of settings within Nomad Sculpt that will stay from project to project. So if you wanted to change the layout, you can click here on your settings, and I can change it to green because I like green, so this is going to be staying like this. But you can kind of click through here and look at all of the different settings, and there is a lot here, like symmetry, we've got brush settings, material settings, and we also have a tool settings. Now, this will change depending on what you have selected. So there are various areas within Nomad Sculpt that are changing, and they're dynamic. So when you click on a brush, things will change depending on the brush you have selected. Now, when we look over on the left side of the top toolbar, we have other things that are specific to our projects. So we have our camera, we have our background, our quality settings, even lighting. Then we can get into some topology. Then our scene, where we can add different elements to our scene. Our folder, where we can save, export, and also open new projects. And then we have just the Nomad little panel right here if you click on that icon, and that's where we can do a turntable and also find some of the documentation and our language that we want to use. So to get out of that, you just tap off of the screen, and there we go. Now, when we get into our brushes, so let's say I'm going to go to my clay brush right here. If I go on my left-hand side, our left toolbar, or sidebar right here, you can see a few different things. And you have these sliders on the left side. Now, this is controlling the radius of our brush. So if I bring this way down and I click on my brush, you can see it's really small. But I can also click on this
and drag it up to increase the brush size. So if I'm really trying to add some mass to this model, and that is how I can do that. So now I've got a lot of mass to this, and there we go. Now we can also do intensity. So I can bring this down to where the intensity is not as much. So I'm just having to click and drag, or I bring it all the way up, and you can see it's really adding a lot. Then we have our sub, which is basically our negative. So if we want to take away, we can take away. Then we have smooth. We can go to our smooth icon there, and it selects our smooth brush. And we have mask, hide, and then our gizmo, and then we have some material settings here as well. Now the next thing we have down on the bottom is our shortcuts panel right here. Now you can display what shortcuts are actually displayed here by coming up to the top right where it's got the settings icon. Click on that and click on the tab that says shortcuts. Now you can see these highlighted little icons, and notice that they are the exact same of the ones down below. So if I wanted to turn off my back button and forward button, now they have disappeared on this bottom shortcuts panel. So I definitely want to have those because I like having them there. But you can add and remove certain things from your shortcuts, because if you wanted to, you could remove everything and only have your history panel right there. Now, the history panel is really nice because if I click that, you can see that here are all of the things that I have done to my project so far. But I want to add all of these things back in because they are very useful to have. And there we go. So all we got to do is uncheck that, and there we go. And if we tap off of the menu, that menu will hide as well. Now, when we're talking about our interface and our menus, something really important to understand is sometimes you might want some of these menus to stay. So if I come over here to my projects up the top left corner of my screen, and here's my scene. Now, maybe I want my scene panel to stay because I'm doing a lot of things here. And when I click off of it, it goes away. So if I come over here to my scene once again, if you see this little thumbtack, if I tap on that thumbtack, now when I click off of it and moving over here, it stays. So that is something really important to understand. So if I'm moving around and then I'm using these panels and I want them to stay, I just hit that thumbtack. And if I don't want them to, I don't pin it, and I can unpin that just like that. And if you notice, we moves away and we click over here, it's gone. Okay, so now one last thing that I think is super important to know when we're talking about our interface. If we go over to our settings once again here, and we click on our interface tab, if we scroll down just a little bit, you're going to see transparent panel. I like to check this, and then we can control the blur strength so you can see through this. And I just think this is very nice to be able to see through sometimes, especially if you're having some of your panels pinned to where they stay in place. So the blur strength, you can really control that, and I usually bring it down just a little bit because I like to have that scene behind my panel like that. Now, there are some other really nice features in here if you choose to play with them. Especially if, like, you know, you have a hard time seeing some of these small icons, you can actually increase the size of this. Now, sometimes I like to actually decrease the size of it because I've got glasses on and I can see these little things when they get smaller. But without my glasses, I definitely would have to have it bigger. But sometimes screen real estate really does matter when you're sculpting, and you don't want to have all of these panels everywhere. So that is something that is also very handy when it comes to dealing with the interface of your screen. So that is the general overview of your screen interface, and now you know where all of these tools and panels are.
If you haven't grabbed the free guide yet, it walks you through the 5 tools that I recommend first in Nomad Sculpt. And I'll send you a few short lessons to help you get started as well. The link is down below. And in the next video, we're going to cover camera controls and how to move around your sculpts without fighting the app. And as always, I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next video right here.